Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor. I hope all of you are staying safe, warm, and of course, well. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'm in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. In today's video, we're going to talk about roses. Most importantly, damage to our rose plants, shrubs, and of course, rose trees. I'm getting many more questions from you, my fellow home gardeners, particularly about roses, your rose shrubs, your rose trees. Many of you have been sending me pictures, show me damage to the foliage of your rose plants, more specifically, holes on the foliage of your rose plants. And you guys have been asking me to help you identify the culprits, to help you identify those insects or those pests that have been making those unsightly holes on the leaves of your rose shrubs. In today's video, I'm going to cover most common insects and pests that make holes on the leaves of our rose shrubs. So for those of you looking for that online gardening channel, which offers tips, tricks, easy, yet proven gardening advice to take your home garden to that next level, don't go anywhere, guys. Stick around with me today. Start with going below this video and clicking the subscribe button. If you do enjoy the content of my videos, if you find my videos to be useful, helpful, informative, in absolutely any way, click the bell icon as well. This way, YouTube will send you notifications every single time I'll upload a new garden video. Now come with me. Let's get gardening. Let's start with the broadest scale of damage. Let's say you come to find that the entire upper portion of your rose shrub is gone. It's missing. The foliage is gone, the canes are gone, the flower buds are gone, even the fragrant blooms. They're all gone. Who is the culprit here? Who ate the entire portion, upper portion of your rose shrub? If you come to find such a scenario, such a drastic scenario, most of the time, over 90% of the time, the culprit would be deer. Especially if you've been seeing deer anywhere within the vicinity of your neighborhood. So what is the solution? Tall fences with tall gates is the solution. Those will help keep the deer out and away from your rose shrubs. If you come out to find the same devastating damage, but only on the bottom portion of your rose shrub, from the soil surface up, the canes are gone, the leaves are gone, the flower buds are gone, even the fragrant blooms are gone. Who is the culprit in this case? The culprit would be rabbits, wild rabbits. And most of the time you would see this kind of devastating damage early spring, just as our rose plant is waking up from dormancy and sending up new, tender shoots. Rabbits will start to come around and eat the delicate new foliage, those tender shoots. So what is the solution? How do we keep rabbits out and away from our rose shrubs? The best is to use chicken wire or some sort of metal wiring, and to place this wire or chicken mesh wire around the bottom portion of your rose shrub, at least until the canes will mature and become more woody. Chicken wire or wire mesh is the best and the most safest solution to keep rabbits away from our tender, delicate rose shrubs. Let's move on right along and get into the leaf damage. I can think of three most common pests that will cause this leaf damage to our rose plants and rose shrubs. I want to start with the most obvious one. Why? Because this damage that this pest does cannot be mistaken or confused with any other damage to the foliage of our rose plants. The first leaf damage is pretty easy to diagnose and to see. This damage is done by leaf cutting bees. So what are you going to see? You're going to see the leaves of your rose plant have these very neat, very tidy, rounded notches from the outside of the leaves. It is very distinctive, and you will never mistake it with anything else. This damage won't be extensive. It'll be scattered throughout the entire plant. So not every leaf will be impacted. And you know what, my fellow home gardeners? There is nothing much that you can do. Why? Because you do not want to kill off bees. Bees are indeed beneficial insects. They're pollinators in our home gardens. So hopefully you'll be okay with this minor scattered damage to the foliage of your rose plant. The next most common pest that is associated with roses is the rose slug sawfly. It's actually not a fly. It is not a slug. It is not even a caterpillar. It's in the same category as a bee. But these pests can cause quiet and extensive damage. Come with me. Let me show you exactly what you can expect to see from rose slug sawfly insects. The upper portion of your rose shrub or the upper foliage might seem absolutely fine to the naked eye. But as you start to go lower, you're going to start to see these beige or even light gray colored chew marks. And the lower you go, the more damage you're going to find. This sclerotization damage, this chewing damage is done by rose slug sawfly. In the beginning, the chewing damage might be minimal. As the rose slug sawflies are babies, they're not able to fully chew through the leaf. As they'll grow, they will progress with their chewing. You're going to see more chew marks. Eventually, as they will grow mature, they will be able to bite through the foliage of your rose plant. If you are seeing these light gray or beige colored markings on the leaves of your rose shrub, these are signs of sclerotization. So what are these markings? These are the chew markings. However, the pests are still not large enough to be able to chew through the entire leaf. Hence, they're only nibbling on the leaf, leaving these scar marks on the foliage of your rose shrub. Rose slug sawflies might be hard to locate. Why? Because they are bright green in color. Hence, they're easily able to camouflage among the foliage of your rose shrub. However, they do leave distinctive markings behind them. If you could see these pepper-like black specks on the foliage of your rose shrubs, these specks, black colored specks, are the frass or the insect droppings, which they leave after they're done devouring the foliage of your rose shrub. If you're lucky enough to catch these culprits in action as they're actively devouring the foliage of your rose plant, you can simply squish them or get rid of them together with the leaf which they are chewing on. However, if you're having a hard time finding them, distinguishing them, locating them, then the best solution is using insecticidal soap or neem oil. Here's one example of neem oil concentrate. As you could see, it works on quite a lot of insects and pests, and it is approved for organic gardening as well. There are always very clear instructions on the back, how much water to concentrate, the ratio you should mix. If you are spraying your rose shrub with insecticidal soap or neem oil, don't forget to spray the entire plant, the canes, the foliage, the upper portion of the foliage as well as the lower side of the foliage as well. The buds, the blooms, and even the soil surface below your rose shrub. You should apply insecticidal soap or neem oil at least 3 to 4 times if you want it to be effective. The next insect or culprit you can determine simply by process of elimination. If you're not seeing neat, rounded notches on the edges of the leaf, if you're not seeing frass or insect droppings, you're not seeing scatterization marks, but you are seeing small or even large holes throughout the entire leaf of your rose plant. Who is the culprit here? Who in the world is making these unsightly holes in the leaves of your rose shrub? That culprit is snail. So if you come to realize that snails are attacking, devouring your rose shrubs, making these ugly, unsighted holes in the foliage of your rose shrub, how do we combat these intruders? How do we get rid of snails once and for all? We trap them. And what do we use to trap them? We use beer. Any beer that you can get your hands on. You will need a small tray, bowl, or a saucer. Make sure it's not too deep. And we pour beer directly into the bowl or the saucer. Again, any type of beer, light beer, wheat beer, dark beer, doesn't matter. And we place the saucer bowl filled with beer directly onto the soil surface right below our rose shrub, and we leave it there until the snails are trapped inside that bowl. This is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here today in my home garden in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. In today's video, we spoke about most common insects or pests that make damage, make holes on the foliage of our rose plants. If you have enjoyed the content of today's video, if you found today's video to be useful, helpful, informative, and absolutely anyway, don't be shy, guys. Show me that support by clicking thumbs up below. Leave your comments in the comments section as well. I personally read each and every single one of your comments and respond to each and every single one of you. For those of you who haven't yet subscribed to my gardening channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor, what are you waiting for, guys? Super easy for you to do, super pleasing and rewarding to me. Just go below this video and click the subscribe button. Don't forget to click the bell icon as well if you want YouTube to send you notifications every single time I'll upload a new garden video. Stay healthy, happy, be well, each and every single one of you guys. And as I always like to say, happy gardening, my fellow home gardeners, and I'll see you again in my new upcoming garden videos. Bye, guys.